Okie dokie, folks. It is the Friday morning before Wednesday load up for the No Name Nationals. So that gives us today, the weekend, Monday, Tuesday. We got 5 days basically to work on this thing, and then one last day for crunch time, emergency, last second stuff. But I'm hoping the last day we can spend gathering the things we're taking with us, getting the truck loaded, we got to get the truck washed. We got to get the trailer hooked up. I got to get this loaded. We got to get my wife's custom bicycle loaded because she's bringing that to No Name Nationals. We got a lot of stuff to do, and I want to do all that stuff on Wednesday. So I'm hoping not to have to be working on this thing on Wednesday. I want it done, test driven, ready to go. It's going in Monday morning at 8 a.m. It's getting exhaust. I don't know what time Monday I'll be getting that back, or if it drags on into Tuesday. I really hope not. I also have to drive over to Sevierville, which is a 45-minute drive, to pick up the last couple pieces we need for my wife's bike. Like I said, she's bringing a custom lowrider style bicycle. So we're going to have a last second parts run for that, do a little work to it. The work on it shouldn't take but about an hour. We're just swapping a few things over to finish it off. So it's ready to go. It's rideable right now. So we just got to do a couple things. So that should only take me about an hour plus the drive time back and forth getting the parts. So I'm going to blow a 3-hour day probably on the bike. And so, we're trying to get this thing done by Tuesday is what I'm saying. So we got a couple issues right now. One, it sits really freaking low. I love the way it looks in the front, and I'm happy to just drop the back down to match. But as far as stance goes, we'll do something with that later, because this is not the right tire and wheel combo for a V8 muscle truck. This is a lowrider style, or I'm sorry, not a lowrider, a mini truck style set of rims and tires. These are 17s with low profiles on them, 17 by 7s. So they're fine on the front. I need something bigger on the back. We could use the same rims, I suppose, and put a fatter tire on it, taller, fatter tire. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. But the point being, just for now, I just wanted to look nice and sit in a nice stance with these rims and tires on it. And the closer I can come to tucking these, the better. Right now, these are sitting about a half an inch into the, well, actually, what was it? 22 and a half, 1.5 inches. They're sitting 1.5 inches into the wheel well. So they look really good. But if I can bring the truck up another inch and they're still tucking about a half an inch, I think it's still going to look good. So we may end up swapping out our coil springs for that reason, because another inch would give us some travel. I don't know what I've said so far, so I'm going to say it again. But the big problem we're having here is the distance between the firewall and the tire when you turn. Okay, in a straight line, we had about that much clearance. That's no issue whatsoever. When I sit in it, it drops another half an inch. And then when you turn the wheel, it actually hits. It's right up in here. So it may be a case where I just leave it like it is, lower the back to make it look better, and I just drive it around that way at No Names and just drive it carefully, and then we'll worry about it when we get back. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a little taller height in the front, so I could put a passenger in here. I would like my wife to be able to cruise around in the thing with me. And when it was this low, before I took it apart, anybody got in the truck with me, and I couldn't turn. So we may have to address that. But right now what we're dealing with is sticking calipers on the front of the engine, or front of the car here. We have new calipers. We have a new master cylinder. I've eliminated all the leaks in the lines, I'm pretty sure, because we did have a few. And now we seem to be good. Okay. But we have no brakes. The fronts, like I said, they stick. As soon as I apply the brake, they just clamp and stay there. So it could be something going on with the valve in here, but it's more than likely just these new calipers aren't working properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these off first before I do anything else. And I'm going to grab my old caliper that was just crusty and old and shitty looking, but worked fine when I took it off. I'm going to put that caliper on here, and I'm going to test it and see if that caliper releases or sticks. If it sticks, then I might have something going on in here. If it releases, then I know it's the calipers, and I'll either send them back and get my money back, because I shouldn't have to deal with this kind of crap on a new part, or I'll take them apart and fix them, basically rebuild the calipers so they work properly, and then swap those out, but probably after No Names. So I just need to get the brakes working so I can test drive this stupid thing. Because if I can get the brakes working and I can test drive it, oh, I'm sorry, you're not stupid. If I can test drive the thing, I can see if this ride height's going to work or not, and that's really important. So let me show you what else we've done in the meantime while we're waiting for parts and doing things and all the other stuff we're doing. Okay, so what have we done? We got our battery mounted. I don't know if you saw that in the last video. We got the battery tray back in. We got the clamp back on it. This battery is solid and secure. Well, we did put a 2-inch spacer under the scoop to get it up over the hood line a little bit, so it looks a little better. And it gets it off of the spark plug wires. What else? Oh, put some more interior back in it and the rear window. The rear window had to go in first, and then the interior goes in after. I put that A-pillar on, but this one's not on over here because I don't know where we're going to end up mounting the tack. This tack is no bueno. I've tried everything I can to fix it. It ain't working. So it looks like we're going to end up probably having to go with this Sport Comp by Autometer over here. This is a real nice Sport Comp Monster tack. I'm 90% sure this one works, but we'll test it before we go through all the trouble of mounting it. But I do have to build a mount because I have the middle here and I have the screw and the clamp and all that, but I don't have the piece that actually bolts to the truck. So I would have to make something, and it probably wouldn't take me very long. But if that's going to be the case, I need to figure out exactly where I want to put it. I like where this one is because it's not in the way of anything, but we'll see. Bed is on. You guys saw that too, right? So the bed is on. It's not bolted down because I just set it up there, but I hooked it up there all by myself, and that's just where I decided to stop. But with the back window end's a big plus. It looks more like a real car now. We checked our tail lights. We plugged everything in. All the lights are working except for the backup light over here. But our brake lights are working. I think our running lights are working. I don't know about this side. I can only see the reflection in the door on that side. I was watching the reflection in that door. But anyway, I did video it, so I can watch that as well. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I think, yeah, that was a lot. It doesn't seem like much, but it was a big pain in the butt getting that all on. We got our, we got our fuel door, or our fuel filler put back where it belongs. We've got our air shock filler mounted in the proper location. For those of you who never saw the videos where I built that, what I did was I just mounted it in the rubber bumper spot. There was another rubber bumper here. I popped the rubber bumper out. It fit perfectly into there after I drilled it. And then I put it in at perfect height. I couldn't put it in at a height where I could put a cap on it and still get the door closed. So I put it in at a height where it basically seals right up against the door, and it doesn't allow it to go in, and it sets the door level. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, there's your update. I talked my ass off. I'm sorry about that. I'm really excited about this No Name Nationals that's coming up. We are going to be convoying over there with Buck Does It. The channel Buck Does It. He's going to swing by and meet us in Crossville. We're going to all kind of meet up there. I'm not sure who else is going to be on this end of the journey, but after we get to Crossville, we're going to head out to Nashville. And I think just west of Nashville, we're going to meet up with a bunch of other guys. We're going to meet up with LP94. We're going to meet up with JB's Little Shop. We're going to meet up with Mohawk 62. And gosh, I feel awful if there's someone else I'm not thinking about. But a bunch of guys are going to meet us over there. And that's going to be Thursday morning. So we're leaving Thursday morning around 6:30. It's about a 6-hour drive to get over there. So that'll put us there by the time we stop and meet up with everybody and get the convoy going and do our whole thing. We'll probably end up over there about, I don't know what time it'll be because they're an hour behind us too. We're going to pick up an hour when we cross the time zones. So 8 o'clock in the morning plus 6 hours is, why can't I think of this easily? It's 2 in the afternoon, right? Stupid flies. 2 in the afternoon plus an hour or so for gassing up and meeting people. Let's call it 3 in the afternoon. Plus it'll be an hour behind us. So it'll be like 2 in the afternoon again. So I don't know, sometime between like 2 and 4, we expect to get in over there and start setting up. But we got to load the canopy. We got to bring ice chests. We got to figure out what we're doing for food for some of the time we're there. We got to have water, sunblock. Always bring sunblock to the No Name Nationals. I got to bring my straw hat. Any merch we have. Oh, I don't have them yet, but they will be here before we leave. Supposedly. They're supposed to be here Tuesday. So if they are, this is what we're doing this year. We have if you've seen our thumbnails, you've seen the Wildcat S10 cartoon logo, I guess you could call it. We've seen the logo for this truck. And what we're going to do is we've had 100 stickers ordered, and we have No Name Nationals 2024 also on the sticker. And what we're going to do is we're going to give these away at the No Name Nationals for free. And the only way to get one is at the No Name Nationals this year. And you have to get it from me or my wife, unless you talk someone else out of theirs, I guess. But my wife and I will be handing them out. There's 100 of them. They're free. It's one to a customer. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You just have to be at the event. So anybody that comes by the event, just so you guys know, if you go to the No Name Nationals as a spectator, even if you have your own channel, go for it, because you have full access to everything. The only thing you can't do if you're not a registered participant is you can't drive on the racetrack. You can't participate in the burnout contest, but you can still meet us Thursday night at Lambert's at the pop-up car show. You can still bring your car out there and do that. That's not a track at the track event. You don't have to be registered, I don't think, to participate in that. So locals are welcome to come out and bring their cars. And then at the track itself, at the events on Friday and Saturday, the show is actually Friday and Saturday, you have full access to the pits, the concessions, the tower, everything, just like the racers do. So it's a real cool event to come out to, even if you're a spectator. What you'll notice if you watch coverage of the No Name Nationals is there's no one in the bleachers. And you just kind of sit there. It makes it look like nobody's there. But the reality of it is no one's in the bleachers because everyone's in the pits. Everybody's near the starting line. Everybody's walking around visiting with people. It's awesome. I love meeting people at the No Names. So if you get a chance, come on out to No Name Nationals and ask me for a sticker, and I'll give you one. Because once they're gone, there's no more. And if I don't get rid of them all, I'm going to destroy whatever's left. So the only way to get a No Name National 2024 Wildcat S10 sticker is from me or my wife at the No Name Nationals. So come on out and get a free sticker. And so I guess that'll do it. So thanks a bunch for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you in the next update. And at some point, we'll get back to doing regular videos again. Looking forward to doing that. But for now, it's updates. So with less than a week left, that's kind of where we're at. So thanks a bunch for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that dumb stuff that helps the algorithm out. And then we'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves.